Surprise and happy Thanksgiving. We're doing something different today. Welcome to my slightly messy kitchen. Um, I thought it would be fun to do a cook with me live, sort of, um, and do some catching up while I do a little cleaning, empty the dishwasher sort of thing. Maybe while I'm making my deviled eggs, who knows? I'm doing things a little different this time because we haven't done a live in a little while and we haven't caught up or posted an update in some time. Yes, I'm on a different computer, so I have a completely different device. So things definitely will look and sound differently. I'm in my kitchen instead of my office. And we definitely haven't been in the kitchen in a while. So maybe I can adjust the lights. I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, that might be too dark. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, um, so here we are. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome back. And there's a lot to talk about. So we will definitely cover a few different things today. I'll be moving around. I'll pop in and off screen. So feel free to chat, post comments in the chat box while I flutter around my kitchen. And so when I get done straightening up a little bit, definitely doing my dishwasher, we can maybe make some deviled eggs together if that's where you're at. Do it along with me if you're doing something else. Let me know what you're doing. This will be fun, I think. And in fact, I've had a lot of people ask me when I was going to do an update, so here we are. So I'm just going to let my friend know that I'm live. And okay, hold on. I'm doing a live stream while I do some cleaning in the kitchen and maybe do some of my cooking, period. Pop online and join if you want. So I'm gonna let, hey, exclamation point, I'm online doing a live cook with me / update while I do kitchen things. If you want to join, there we are. Hi, Blue. Oh, you changed your YouTube name. Hi, Bloom. Anyway, so lots of fun things to talk about today. So I'm not even sure where to start. I did I don't know if I posted when I did my AI interviews. Those were kind of crazy. So I had one in particular that was a little, it was interesting. I actually didn't mind doing it. Very different from what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be like me talking to an AI image, of a person or something, but it wasn't. It was literally just questions and answers. And so it was literally just basically typing essay style answers into a screen for the AI to kind of check. I don't know. The AI responded. It was weird. But, now I know what that's all about. I did learn a big lesson, and that is my career coach was 100% right about jobs getting about getting jobs via referral. That it is much easier to get a job if you know someone who works where you're looking. Because that is, in fact, my update. I was going to save it until after I'd had my first day, but I'll go ahead and talk about it now. Yeah. I know, Bloom, that is exactly why I like doing these too, is because it's cozy, right? It's like we're together. We can do Zoom meetings and that as well, but those are limited in how much time we can do. And YouTube is just, YouTube. We can just get on here and talk all day if we want. So what I was saying is my career coach was 100% right. That is how I ended up getting my job. I was going to save my announcement until after I'd had my first day, but I've decided today would be as good a time as any. So I actually start on Monday, and my job is very different from where I ever saw myself going, but I don't mind it. I think it's going to be a great experience, both from a learning perspective and career growth, and just a different working environment, a little more grown up and less micromanaged from my understanding. I don't, as I said, don't really know until we get there, but I am excited. So I will be doing some IT type work, tech support, which, I'm definitely capable of. I just never saw myself doing as a career. So we'll see where it goes. I'm definitely excited. And it is sort of entry level for that type of work, but it's not entry level like what I would have to go back to or go to if I went back to my old company. So I can't talk about the I can't talk about the company and say who it is, but I can say that I did get my referral internally. I got the interview, and that went well enough. They decided to go ahead and give me the job. So that's where I am with that. And then what else? I did get a brand new computer to do my work on. Not the one I'm using in the kitchen. Also, not the one I usually use for my videos. This is a new one specifically for work. And trying to think if there's anything else about that. We can come back to it later if we feel like it. So the other exciting thing that's happening is I do have a new farmers market this weekend. Family market, Queen Creek Family Market. It's different from the farmers markets that I have been doing, but I'm also excited to try this one. I don't know what my new work schedule is going to be yet, so I don't know how likely it is that I will or will not be doing markets going forward. I am really hoping that I do get to continue doing my farmers markets because I really, really enjoy them. Oh, yes. Good question. Thank you, Bloom. It is remote. I will be working fully remote, so I get to continue working at home from the privacy of my own office. So that is, you all know that is super important to me. I do very much prefer working from home for a number of reasons, which we can talk about as well. I live a long drive from where a lot of the offices are. So it's nice that I don't have to make that long drive. I get to just stay home and work from the comfort of my home office. I will have to be on camera a lot less for work than I did at my last job. So I have to admit there is a little something in me that's kind of happy about that too. Not that I mind being on camera because I don't care. I started being on camera really young and have been good at it. I've been bad at it. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I will get to be on camera less. So, obviously professionalism says, still dress appropriately for work. We'll see how, that works out. But at least I won't have to worry about, being dressed up all day, every day. I can be work casual as opposed to more formal. So I'll be able to continue being comfortable, I guess is what I'm saying. We don't wear pajamas to work or anything like that, but I don't have to wear like heels and a jacket and all of that either if I don't want to. So this working from home thing, I'm not going to lie, is kind of ideal. No, I am not camera shy. I used to be when I was really young, but I did have some professional training as a teen, which helped a lot. And who knew that it would eventually turn me into YouTube? So I wanted to be a stage actress. And then I started doing camera work. And then, I did some of both when I was really, really young. And then I just got away from the camera for a while. And it took me a hot minute to get my confidence back. But I'm definitely do enjoy the YouTube thing. I actually really enjoy the YouTube thing, and going live is fun. I know some people aren't into it, but for me, it's fun. And the fact that I'm working from home will mean that I get to keep a lot of my time, so that I will be able to keep going live. And what are we? No, my son is not coming over for Thanksgiving. It's a long drive for him, and he's vegan, so he doesn't really eat any of the things I cook. He's making his own Thanksgiving dinner at his home. And I think he's got some other plans for some gaming or something. So I'm not 100% sure. I'll talk to him in a little bit and we'll, kind of confirm what's going on. But no, it really is just the two of us for dinner this year. And I'm okay with that. I had 25 years of cooking big holiday dinners for a lot of people. So I don't mind having I don't mind having a break. I probably won't mind if we pick up doing big dinners again, but right now, I have to be honest, with the way everything has gone this year, it is nice to just have the two of us and not be, not be hurried or rushed or have any big expectations, just very casual and easy, which, yeah, I am super, to be honest, this year, I am super grateful to just have it simple. I already got my stuffing ready. I got my sweet potatoes ready yesterday, so all I have to do is put them in the oven. In about an hour, I'll start getting the turkey rinsed and seasoned and get that in the oven. And then, sometimes I do glazed carrots or some kind of a steamed vegetable combination. This year, I'm just opening a can of French cut green beans. Super easy. I'm not even making green bean casserole. We're just gonna open the can and heat them in the microwave. I know, I wish you could too. I would love to have, I would love to have dinner guests But we're here together now. That's part of why I'm doing this, is it still feels like we're together. And I still get that, oh wow, my hair's all funky. I still get to, have a little company and chit chat hanging around in the kitchen like we used to do. So I'm kind of okay with all of this for now. It's different. It's different. We're just doing it in the modern way. For the modern world. I don't really have any family anymore. I know. It is definitely an adjustment when you're used to having people around you and they're just not there anymore for whatever reason, whether it's somebody moves away or people just change what they're doing in their plans. Like, we used to do dinner at my friend Mark's house. And before that, we did dinner at our house when I had a really big kitchen. We had a nice house in an affluent neighborhood, and it was fun, and we had a lot of people. So I'll tell you about that a little bit. So my house has pretty much always been the go-to for my holiday orphan people. So anyone who didn't have friends or family or a specific plan that live for people that live locally or whatever, coworkers, friends, people in substance recovery, that kind of thing. We would just have everybody to dinner at our house, and I would cook a nice big meal, and I didn't plan that right. So we would just cook a big meal and have everybody, anybody who wanted to show up was welcome. And so, there were years I would have, 10 guests show up to my house in addition to just, the three of us as a family. We would have the friends, the golf buddies, coworkers who didn't have any family in town. We would just do a whole big thing for anybody who wanted to be there. And it was fun, and I loved it. And then we downsized and moved into the little rental house. And so I didn't have the room to entertain. So we started doing the dinners at our friend's house, who lived a couple of blocks away. I would use his kitchen. While the guys went off and played golf, I could cook. I'd have run of the house, run of the kitchen. And it was actually kind of a fun way to do it. It was, it really was kind of a fun way to do it, because I just pack up an activity like my jewelry making stuff, and a laptop, so I'd have something to do during my downtime. And I just cooked the whole dinner at his house. And same thing. Anyone who wanted to show up was welcome. And some years it would be just the 3 or 4 of us. And some years we'd have a big crowd like we used to do at my house. And then I moved out here to a more rural area. And so nobody has come to my house for dinner. We did the first 2 years, we did dinner back at his house. Um, so I moved into this one in 2017. So 2017 and 2018, we did dinner at our friend's house back in Scottsdale. And then in 2019, my mom had just passed, and I think we did dinner. We did dinner at his house that year as well, and then COVID, and so we just had. Did we do dinner in 2020? Despite COVID, I don't remember, but that would have been the last year. We don't. Well, my friend actually rekindled his relationship with his daughter. And so he's been going out of state to do family Thanksgiving with his daughter, which I absolutely 100% fully support. And it just made my life a little easier because I'm not hauling all my stuff all over the place on the holiday, which I didn't mind. I love doing the big dinners. I do like to cook. With let me qualify that. I very much like to cook when I'm in the mood to do it. Everyday cooking, I'm just as good to get takeout or have a frozen dinner. Unless there's a special particular meal I want to make. So I do end up cooking more than I would normally prefer, but it's actually still not bad because we do a lot of really simple meals. So cooking isn't super complicated most of the time. So I don't mind it. But I really I so enjoy doing the holiday dinners. Holiday dinners are just such a pleasure for me. Whether I'm cooking for 1 or 20, I really do love the holiday cooking. All right. Oh, hey, I could probably get my soap making oils out of the kitchen. Hi, Fig. My cat's over here napping on the dining room chair. So, yeah, cooking the holiday dinners it was weird for me getting used to not doing it as much for bigger group of people, but I still managed to do the full dinner for the 2 of us. Just because it's the only time of year that he likes to eat turkey. And for me, it's just because I like doing it. I don't care I would probably do it even if it was just me all by myself. So you can't see me because I'm in the pantry. Oh, maybe you can. I don't know. Putting away my crock pot. So it has been a super busy week. I've actually, as I said a little while ago, I have a market this weekend, and this is a bigger one than I usually do. So I need more stuff. But I also was sick for a few days, so I didn't get to everything. And the kitchen got messy, and I can't get my stuff ready for the market if my kitchen's messy and the holiday. So it's just It's been a busy few days after I started feeling better. And then, obviously with the job, I had to set up my computer. So here we are cleaning the kitchen on the holiday. But, hey, it's life, right? Um, so, yeah, even if it was just me, I probably would still do a full holiday dinner. Maybe I'd go out to eat instead. Or maybe I wouldn't care if the house was clean and I would just invite people anyway. I don't know. It's not the way I've ever done things, but I'm not alone to do it. So this is where we are. So what do I cook for Christmas? Oh, I definitely cook turkey for Christmas. Definitely. My Christmas dinner is almost identical to my Thanksgiving dinner. I do the full thing. The turkey, the stuffing, the sweet potatoes, the veggie, cranberries. Sometimes I make homemade bread. This year, I am definitely not making homemade bread. And in fact, we discussed it. We didn't even get a second turkey for Christmas this year. We're literally going to freeze the Thanksgiving leftovers and reheat them for Christmas. Not sure. I mean, I think we're just trying to keep everything as simple as possible, just because it's been a year of big changes. I lost my job. Now I'm starting a new job. I don't know how my job is, I don't know how it's going to be until I get in there and start doing it. Yeah, and usually I like to freeze the leftovers anyway and make frozen dinners so I can have Thanksgiving dinner anytime, quick and easy. Just pull a packet out of the freezer and microwave it up, and instant holiday dinner anytime I feel like it. So I do like to be able to do that. So this is, really just an expanded version of that, or I'll just make it for both of us instead of just individual packets for myself. Or I might even, so I'll freeze the items separately, because usually what I'll do is I'll freeze some items separately, but then I'll make, I'll take like a freezer bag and I'll drop some turkey in and some mashed potatoes and pour the gravy in. And then I'll put my sweet potatoes and some stuffing. And then I seal it up and remove the air. Sometimes I'll use the vacuum seal bags instead of just a regular freezer bag, but it just depends on what I have and what I feel like at the time. But then I, seal it up, freeze it, just pull out a packet of holiday dinner. And that's kind of, just kind of what I do. But this time I'll definitely freeze the items separately. I might not even freeze. I'm not making regular mashed potatoes. So I'll freeze the turkey. I will freeze the sweet potatoes. We'll have, I won't freeze the vegetables. We'll just eat the vegetables this week with a few leftovers. I will make the a fresh box of stuff. I guess that's probably all I'll freeze is the sweet potatoes and turkey, So we'll make a fresh box of stuffing at Christmas because this stuffing won't last that long because I will eat it all by tomorrow. um, I'll make I will maybe if we want mashed potatoes, I will make um they're usually around 3 or 4 hours. I try to get the turkey in around 11, about 3 hours. Turkey in around between 11 and 11:30, out of the oven between 2:30 and 3. And then we eat dinner, somewhere we start eating around 3 to 3:30. Mm. Do you ever do a turkey? Or have you ever cooked a turkey at home? Me, it's one of my favorite things because it's so much food and it's just not hard. And I mean, it's just not complicated, not hard at all. So, or at least for me. But yes, other people might feel differently. But for me, it's something I just simply don't mind doing. I like the turkey. All right. And oh, good. See, hanging out with me, you get to see some of the challenges of everyday life. I have a wheel that came off my bottom rack. I have to pop it back on from time to time. And yeah. Oh, you made your first turkey? Yeah, it's making a turkey is really not hard. It's just remembering to get in there and baste it. One year I did use a turkey bag, and that turned out really great too. I standard do it the old-fashioned way. I line my pan, I season my turkey, and make sure I get liquid in there. And baste it regularly. Okay, that's done, sort of. These have to go through the dishwasher. I washed them by hand, but that did not go right. It's kind of soapy. I don't like that. So I will put these aside so I can run them through what is now a full dishwasher. Once I get that round emptied out. Okay. Today is your dog's birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday. Is this Luna or is it Charlie? Because we'll say happy birthday. Oh, I'll just wash these by hand. I'm not sure I can even explain why I enjoy holiday dinners so much. I just do. I just do. So when I get done with this little bit, we'll get started on the deviled eggs. And I can tell you my secret for peeling the eggs, if that works out, because you say things like that and jinx it, all of a sudden what's always worked suddenly doesn't. But yeah, Last year you bought an oven-ready turkey in the bag. Yeah. Happy birthday, Charlie. Yeah, we did that one year, and it actually came out really good. And, if you want the easiest, no hassle way to do it, I do recommend it. I, I don't mind doing mine in the roasting pan, because I like to do things to it. Like I put stuffing in the neck, and I like to grab juice or the liquid out of the bottom of the pan to add to my gravy, which I never make from scratch. I am not that person. I would love to be. I have, on occasion, successfully made gravy, but usually I buy the gravy. I buy a jar of gravy or a can of gravy, and then I use that as my base. And then I add liquid from the roasting pan to fill it out and give it, a more authentic flavor. So that's, that's something that we decided a long time ago was the better way to get these gravy at my house, because I just, for whatever reason, that is the thing I struggle with. So, yep, you hear me. I'm putting away my rice cooker. And I accidentally displaced my my small cup bullet blender. So that's probably what you heard. Yeah, I'm just not good at gravy. Once in a great while, I can make a gravy that comes out okay, but I just don't bother. For the holiday dinner, I just use ruddy gravy and add fluids. Yeah, so the thing is with gravy is there's, because there's so many different kinds of gravy too, that makes a difference. My mom used to make this cream style country gravy, and I never really liked it. It just wasn't my thing. I have learned how to make it with a little more flavor than my mom did. I got a text. Hi, Tim. So my mom was not big on seasoning. I love to season everything. Hi there. Thank you for joining me, Tim. I am so happy to see my friends today. Wow, that's okay. Too much stuff crammed into my knife and mashing drawer. Need to fix that. So where were we? Yes, gravy. I discovered jarred gravy, and that just was a life-changing experience. So that's just what we do now. And then I, take liquid from the turkey and mix it in and fill out the flavor. And that has worked very well for me for a very, very long time. And it's so much easier than just trying to make a full pot of gravy from scratch. So that's what I do about the gravy. And then so usually I also do not put cranberries in my frozen after holiday meals. I just, if we want, I just leave the cranberries in the fridge and we eat those. This year, when we do the Christmas redo dinner, I will open a new can of cranberries because he only likes the jellied kind. So I let him have that. And I like both. I like the whole cranberries and the jelly. So I will eat either. So I just let him have what he wants because I don't care either way. So I'll just open a new can of cranberry jelly at Christmas too. And I did say box of stuffing. And that's pretty much it. Just, keeping it super, super simple. Did I? Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I'm putting away cake decorating stuff over here. Because that's just a thing I do. Sometimes that's for no good reason. I just bake and decorate a cake or cupcakes. And I dropped it. Okay. So that will have to get washed again. So yeah. That's my holiday dinner. So, Tim, what are you doing? I actually was going to call you and see if you had a car and wanted to make this hideous drive to join us for dinner, but my house is a complete wreck. So, as you can see, I am cleaning my kitchen live on YouTube. So, that would be at your own peril if you decided you wanted to join us. Because what I was saying a little while ago is I've been sick and I have a lot of stuff that I've been working on, trying to get ready for the market this weekend. And that is going to be a completely different experience from the other ones I'm used to. So I am definitely behind on literally everything in my life right now. Including the kitchen and laundry. But hey, that's what we do here. We do real. I'm not one of those influencers that likes to put on a fake image. I'm just here being a real person, doing real things. talking to my real friends, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, you got a turkey from the deli. Nice. Yeah, we talked about doing something like that too. But in the end, we just got a regular turkey like we always do. And I personally, well, you know, what I was saying a little bit ago is I just really enjoy the whole to-do about making the holiday dinner. So that will be fun. Did you get all the stuff to go with it? Oh, turkey slices. Okay. Yeah, why not? Why not? Some turkey slices, some canned gravy, instant mashed potatoes. I'm telling you, even though I enjoy the whole to-do, I am not a holiday dinner snob. In fact, I'm opening canned vegetables and keeping it super simple myself. I'm all for it. A whole turkey would be way too much. Yeah. Well, especially if you live in an apartment. So I have a house where I have 2 full-size refrigerators with freezers and 2 full-size freezers. So I have a lot more refrigeration storage than most people, because my beloved likes to do things that way. He just simply insists on having freezers full of food. And as I would like to not starve to death, and I like cheap groceries, I support that. We buy when it's on sale. And if you wonder why I'm using paper towels instead of a sponge, my granite countertops have a really glossy finish. And so the magic erasers that I use for cleaning, like the appliances, damaged the finish. So I do, but sometimes I'll use like a full, full-on dishcloth, but I don't see a reason to. My counter's not that dirty. It's just kind of dusty and needs to be sanitized. So I'm doing a quick wipe down and then the sanitizer wipes. So if you were wondering, that's why I'm doing it this way. Because as you saw, this section here was covered with a dish towel and drying dishes. So I don't need to get carried away. Just, a little basic sanitation is always a good thing, though. Yes, I'm fiddling with the dish towel because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. Got a little bit of grittiness over here. Anyway, yeah, growing up, we always had such a nice Thanksgiving. Rice? Ooh. Oh, that actually looks like it would be or sounds really delicious. My mom never got too creative in the kitchen. And I will say, thank goodness. She did not really do a lot of seasonings. She cooked relatively bland. I, however, am extremely creative in the kitchen, but we keep when I'm in the mood. Bloom and I were talking about that a little bit ago. I do love to cook when I'm in the mood for it. If I'm not in the mood for cooking, it's going to be simple. Like last night, we just had some frozen fish fillets and I air fried some fries. See, that just looks so good. I might actually have to try that just because. Okay, yeah, absolutely, Bloom. If you have to go, you have to go. I just thought it would be fun to do a catch up and um just have a little fun with some friends on the holiday. If we can't be in the same room, we can at least do the next best thing. Yeah, I need to get you need to get the recipe from your mom and text it to me, because that sounds flippin' amazing. That's something I would do with like chicken, like a chicken dinner with that and maybe some steamed broccoli. Oh, baked chicken and steamed broccoli um with your rice recipe. That sounds amazing. Okay. Oh, no, I'm actually going to need that. So I'm ready, or almost ready, to start my whole double leg thing, which should be fun. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, don't apologize. If you have to go, you have to go. Yeah, you got to go check on your mom's house and go go down to the kitchen and see how things are going. Absolutely. I have no hurt feelings. I'm just here doing what I'm doing, and I'm live for anybody who wants to pop by. Just, as just the same way friends might pop by your house, anybody's welcome to pop by on the channel. I know it's been busy, and with your mom moving and everything, that's hard. And you've had to take on things like checking on her house and everything. So I really hope all of that goes well. All right. Bye. I'm just gonna keep moving along here. Hopefully somebody else will pop by and say hi. And we're just gonna do what we do. So, also, what was I saying? I start my job on Monday. I got my computer set up, and I'm kind of excited to be doing something different. I'm definitely excited to be doing something different. So, oh, hey Tim, I don't know if you were online with us when I was talking about that. How I never really seriously saw myself as doing an IT tech support kind of job, but I'm definitely excited about it for a couple of reasons. And you know, some of them, we all know how things have been going at the company where I used to work. And I personally, if I went back there, would feel like I was going backwards in my career, because I know they would start me at an entry level call center customer service position. So the fact that even though I'll be taking phone calls, it just seems more, I don't know, more serious, more, I don't know. I mean, it'll be nice to be work back in the 90s. Should be fun. Yeah, okay, you did help desk work. Now the only tech support I ever did was at that company. And it was, basically software support for our products. So this time I will be doing both hardware and software support, making sure that if they have trouble with their, it's for POS systems. Internal employees. Yeah. So what I'm doing is, not internal. I'm doing external support for credit card readers and payment systems. Oh, yeah. So real quick, my trick for eggs. I boil my eggs the day before. I shock them in an ice bath immediately out of the boiling. When they're done, I drain them and immediately shock them in an ice bath, and then I store them in a stainless steel bowl in the fridge overnight. And then the next day, they typically peel super, super easy. So if you ever have an issue with hard-boiled eggs, that's the trick I found that works for me. It's just the ice bath and refrigerating them overnight. So back to my job. I'll be doing support for payment systems. So somebody might call and say that the credit card reader is giving them an error, or that it's not connecting to the internet. Things like that. So I'll be troubleshooting those kinds of things. So it is not terrible. Oh, and I hear somebody coming down the stairs. So I'm going to make all of our lives better by not bringing him into the kitchen. Don't come in the kitchen unless you want to be seen on screen by my millions of viewers.
I'm gonna get my clothes off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would get me banned and you in jail.
No,
No?
they're the ones looking.
Yeah, yeah, sure. There. Yep, that is the best way to get eggs peeled. So, my other person is over here standing just outside the kitchen saying hi. And the infamous F off. Yeah, so, and of course, laughing at me because he thinks I'm highly entertaining when I make a fool of myself on YouTube. Oh, Tim says hi. Anita was here too, but she left. I'm doing a Thanksgiving live catch up with anybody who wants to come by. They can't come by the house, so they can come by my YouTube channel.
Sad.
Hey, it's fun. You can call it sad all you want. It's better than
I guess.
people not having anywhere to go or anyone to talk to on the holiday. They're still welcome to join me.
Okay.
And because I'm live on YouTube, don't turn the TV on because that'll get me a copyright strike.
We'll get you a what?
That'll get me in trouble for copyright infringement.
Really?
If it picks up any copyrighted material, I get in trouble. And that can get me banned off YouTube. I know you're not big into rules, but here we are. However, I do have the parade queued up.
The what?
The Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Okay.
It's already over, but I have it queued up on YouTube. Yeah, fun times around my house. Living with other people is fun. Maybe, sorta, kinda. So, yep, I'm just, that's where I'm at on the job front. I did mention the AI interviewing process, which was not this job. It was a different job I applied for. I thought I would be, I don't know if you heard this part, but I'll repeat myself, whatever. I thought it was going to be like interacting with an AI image that looked like a human, or, like a simulated person. It was not. It was basically essay style questions where you just type out the answer and the AI bot responds to you with really crazy responses that you wouldn't expect. Like, hey, that's a really good answer. Oh, you have really good experience with that. It really was not, it was weird, but not weird. It was just answering some questions like you would on any old application, only you got a real-time response. So that was kind of entertaining. And yes, a few companies are doing that. I almost like that better than the one-way video interviews, because you have time to stop and think about your answer and type it in the way you want to say it. Which you don't always get, with the one-way interviews. It's like doing a YouTube video, which isn't terrible because you're just, talking to the screen. But you have such a short time limit, and I understand why. You have to have, limits. You can't take all day to answer a question. But if you can re-record sometimes once, occasionally maybe twice. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's something we can talk about, is my interview for my new job. That was one of the more professional interviews that I have done in a long time. It was friendly. The interviewers were casual, but not too casual. They were professional, but conversational. So how at my old company, and both coming in externally and as an internal employee applying for different positions, they do the behavioral interviewing. Tell us about a time when. Tell us about a time when a customer was upset and you couldn't solve their problem. Tell us about a time. It's so scripted. It's maddening. It just annoys me so much when they do that. I feel like it's just, you're literally just going through the motions. I hate that. So my interview was so good. They did those kinds of questions in a very casual, conversational, non-scripted way. They're like, okay, so we know you have experience with this kind of thing. We know you have a lot of customer service experience and QA. Can you, I'm sure you had an experience when you couldn't help the customer. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Very nice, easy flow. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Here's how that went. Okay, yeah, that's kind of, that we really like that answer. Or yeah, that's kind of how things go, how we do things here. It was very interactive and not awkward at all. The interview started with just, talking about the weather, because we were having a super rainy day and we were all just really enjoying the weather. And, the questions were very, very just a nice, easy flow. Sure, we know you have some experience with this. There must have been a time when such and such happened. How did you handle it? What would you do if that didn't work? I mean, so not complicated, right? Very much the way old interviewing used to work. And so I was definitely very comfortable. And in fact, the person who referred me, which I won't get into publicly, Tim, I'm sure you know, I probably told you directly that I won't get into it online, but I actually messaged that person and told them that I had a great interview experience and wanted to compliment the managers who conducted the interview, because it was one of the most professional interviews I'd had in a really long time. And during this whole process, I actually even have had a couple that were kind of scripted. Tell us about a time when. What is up with that? That just sounds to me like somebody who doesn't know how to do an interview, just trying to get through it. That is what that sounds like to me. I don't like it. Like, make it conversational. Hey, tell us about your experience. Hey, I see you did this. Is there anything you want to talk about that particular project? It's just so no-brainer to me. So my interview clearly went really well because they gave me the job. I don't remember being in an interview like this before the internet. I agree. I think the internet definitely has impacted how we communicate with each other. I think that's another reason why I like to do the live streams and I just keep it real on my channel. I don't need 100,000 followers. I like to have a few friends, but I do like being able to just keep it real. I'm here to be me and to communicate. And I don't like being scripted, not for something like this. I think the world has become way too scripted in a lot of ways. Yeah, if an AI shows up for my interview, I'm out of there. If that company can't, I actually don't mind, because I feel like it wastes my time less. Because if I'm going to spend an hour talking to a real life human being who's just going to sit there scripted and then ghost me after, I'd rather take the 20 minutes and talk to the screen, fill in the questionnaire, and get on with my day, get on with my life. I would much rather do that. If I'm not going to get the job, I'd rather my time be spent not messing with it. But I definitely understand. It was not very, it was a little intimidating at first. It really was. What am I going to put the deviled eggs on today? Am I going to put them on their deviled egg plate? Or, yep, I'll just put them in my mom's old Tupperware deviled egg case. You might remember one of these from being a kid. It's just a little tray. I need to wipe it out, but it's just a little tray with your, because I love it. It's so easy. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And it just keeps the eggs fresh. So a couple of years ago, I actually, I had my grandmother's glass deviled egg plate. And it was just before Thanksgiving. And I was pulling some things out of my lower cabinet. who knows why I decided to store the glass deviled egg plate down there um with my Pyrex, but I did. And I was pulling something out and dropped the plate, slid out and landed on my foot and broke. So I ended up with this could be a little graphic, so trigger warning. It landed on my foot and broke. Cut my foot. I was devastated that the plate had, that I'd broken the plate. Memories, grandma. And my foot bled so much. It didn't need stitches. It wasn't deep. It just hit that right spot that made it. It was crazy. It just hit me in just the right spot that my house looked like a crime scene by the time I got it bandaged up. And it actually, it kept me off my feet for a bit. Like even cooking the holiday dinner was, even cooking the holiday dinner was a little bit challenging that year because I had to stay off I couldn't put the pressure on my foot because it would just start bleeding again. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, my mom's, it broke my heart that I broke my grandmother's deviled egg plate. But at least I still have mom's, mom's case here. All right. Have a good day, Tim. I will talk to you later. Enjoy your phone calls and enjoy your family. I will talk to you later. I'm gonna just get on with making the actual deviled eggs here, and we'll just go back to the normal cook with me style until somebody else shows up. So, let me get my knife. And a couple of spoons. Let's see, what else do I need? I think that's pretty much going to do the trick. All right, so I don't need that. Yes, I like to get everything out and kind of organized before we actually start cutting into food. I'll wash my hands again, and I will put that egg aside. So, let's go ahead and I will show you the duck eggs. So, I cut the egg and put the yolk in my bowl. I'm pretty sure we all know how to do this part. And then I just go ahead and set my whites in my tray, except for this one that was kind of mangled, that I I broke it as I was peeling. It's the only one though. So the AI interview, my regular job interview went really well. And I'm not sure what else I have to update on. No, I'm good. Except the market that I'm doing this weekend, I've mentioned multiple times, is a little bit bigger and kind of a different. I expect it's going to be similar to the craft fairs that I used to do and the farmers markets in terms of setup. But it is expected to have a lot more traffic than my usual markets. And they do have a few requirements that the others haven't had. Like this one actually requires that you have weights or stakes to secure your tent down, which actually makes a lot of sense because we're going to be, on the dirt lot, and it's kind of open. So if the wind comes by, you don't want to have to be fighting to keep your tent down. So I'm kind of I'm really glad that they're doing that. I've done others on similar lots that didn't require tents and stakes. But did I stake mine down back in those days? I don't recall if I did or not. I know it wasn't a requirement, but I do definitely appreciate that. For this one, it is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Did I only do 8? Oh, I did 9. And I have the one I couldn't use. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one because it will have more traffic than my usual markets. And the fee is a little higher to get in, so that's where I'm hoping it's worth it. But yeah, I'm hoping it's worth it. So what I'm doing here is my lemon-free mayo. I mean, it doesn't say lemon-free. It's just made with vinegar instead of lemon juice, which is why I use it. And then just regular French's yellow mustard. Again, keeping it simple. So we're actually just, I'm hoping this one is worth it. I did hear from another vendor that I met at one of my regular markets, and they did their first event at this venue 2 weeks ago, and she let me know that they did better than they do at the other venues, than they do at the smaller markets. But I'm not sure how much better that is for them compared to what the fee is. So I know she said she was probably going to try it one more time. And I have very different supply than what they have. So, I can't gauge how I will do based on their products because what I have is very, very, very different. And I just hope it goes well. That's all. Yeah, so time for the taste test. And I keep my deviled eggs very, very simple. I don't muck it up with Worcestershire or pickle relish or anything like that. I keep it simple. Definitely needs just a little more mustard. Oh, definitely needs more mustard. And this is the end of my bottle here, so that might be better. Well, then I just, mash it all up like everybody else does. Nothing unique or special here. But honestly, the secret to a good deviled egg is keeping it simple. The eggs, the mayo, the mustard. And getting the right consistency. Because if you put too many condiments and mash it up too much, it can get thin and runny, which also does not make for a good deviled egg. So you want to get the right consistency. So okay. So the consistency is a little battery, but not too much. It's creamy, but still stiff. Oh, that is how I like my deviled eggs. Just perfect. So I'll get a fresh spoon since I had my fingers all over that one. And now, one thing I would like to try sometime is the, piping to make it a nice, pretty design in the egg. I've never gotten that fancy with them. Someday I think I will. But today, I'm just keeping it simple. That is my mantra of the day. Seriously, just keep it simple. Scooping it up, swiping it into my egg. And, just go with it. I like to get them nice and full. And then when I'm done, I will sprinkle some paprika. I also usually like to do some olive pimento, like I mentioned right at the beginning of my talk about the deviled eggs. But I am keeping it, I'm keeping it casual. I'm going slow. I'm just taking my time because I am not in a hurry for anything today. Just can't be bothered to rush. I'm not waiting on anybody, or I'm not expecting anybody to show up. I'm just hanging out, doing my deviled eggs. Yay. Which however, the eggs are, this is one of my go-tos if we ever, get invited to a party or a potluck. The deviled eggs are just a simple contribution that almost everybody loves. So we used to also go to a dinner in Phoenix. After our traditional holiday dinner, we would go to this other event for people in substance recovery. And I would always make a huge tray, like 2 dozen. I would boil 2 dozen eggs just for that event. And we don't do that anymore. The leadership there has changed, and we live so far away, so it's just not practical for us to get to that anymore. But the deviled eggs were always my contribution. And there was one year they didn't even make it to the kitchen to get put out for the buffet before the entire tray was gone, gobbled up, just gone before they even made it to the kitchen. So, a good go-to if you don't know what to make for a potluck or a party that you're invited to. Just super, super simple. The hardest part of deviled eggs is peeling the eggs. Honest, that's how I feel. That was literally the hardest part of the whole process for me. You might feel differently. Now, let me get the paprika. But I don't have olives or pimentos to add this time. I've just been so busy, and then with not feeling well, I didn't really go to the store. My beloved did. And olives are just not something he thinks about. And he doesn't care if they're in the eggs. So nobody cares. So I did want to talk a little bit about my experience driving DoorDash and Uber Eats. But I think I might save that for another video because I really feel like I am ready to take a break. But here are the finished eggs. I will cover them up and get them in the fridge. But for now, I am definitely taking a break. I've been talking on here for quite a while. And I need to go chat with my beloved and sit down and just give my voice a rest. So thank you so much for joining me. I may or may not be back on later. If not, have a blessed Thanksgiving. I hope you are grateful. And I hope you have plenty to be grateful for. I know I do. Not the least of which is finding a job. So I'm definitely excited about that. Grateful for my family. Grateful for you. Have a blessed, blessed day. Stay safe, stay authentic, and stay blessed. I will talk to you in the next one. Okay. Yeah.